How are keto to lose weight and keto to maintain weight different? Different foods, different carb counts. How are they different?
Well, we talk about this a lot, right? Fat as a lever. So that's where so first of all, what I think of is you could never stay on keto so long that you would just wither away and die, right? You're not going to lose weight until the end of time, until you're skin and bones, right? That would be on the verge of, or an eating disorder if you went that far, right? So there is a point where your body is going to reach homeostasis. A lot of people will call that your metabolic set point or your defended weight range. Just kind of where your body likes to hang out. And that's, that's what your body's trying to do, is reach this homeostasis where it feels happy, where it feels like it doesn't need to lose or gain weight anymore, right? So I would say that for us in keto, that we would use fat as the lever there. So I would either raise or lower my fat intake based on whether I wanted to gain weight, lose weight, or maintain weight.
And we wouldn't necessarily bring carbs up all that high. We would eat more protein.
Right. I might, if I got to and I have gotten to my weight that I want to be at, I would play around with my carb count. Now we're not talking like 50 to 60, a range of 50 to 60. We're talking like, okay, if I've been eating 50 grams of carbs a day, I might try 60 and see if I maintain my weight. And I might raise my fat at the same time just a little bit.
So what type of carbs are you talking about? Are you talking about going out and getting a pizza?
No, I'm probably talking about things like
Brussels sprouts?
Yeah.
Cabbage?
Yeah, more nuts and things like that. So nuts have more carbs, but they also bring with them a lot more fat, right? So that's a way to both tinker with your carb count and raise your fat intake. So that might just be one serving a day. It might be enough to balance things out for you. What do you think?
So I think it's a little bit different for women too, because men are they're just different because women have to deal with a lot more hormones. And all through our lifespan, the female body is primed to be able to create human life. So every single day, hormonally, is different for us. So where I see my weight fluctuate, and sometimes in a 3-pound range, where I see that fluctuate when I'm in maintenance, he doesn't see that. His is within half of a pound.
Yeah.
Our scale measures in 0.1, 2, 3, 4. So that's very different for women. So when women are trying to maintain, it's sometimes hard to know. Because it's the same thing with a plateau. It's sometimes hard to know because we're fluctuating throughout the month. Some people get bloated when they ovulate. Some people get bloated before and during menstruation. Even post-menopause women have fluctuations in hormones that they're dealing with. So the food is different, but we all have to figure out what works for our body. So, you can tell if you're losing weight, you can tell you're losing weight. So you really just want to, for me, I keep my macros in the same ranges. I just eat more overall calories. The same thing
Bigger servings.
Larger servings, correct. Larger servings. And if I'm trying to gain, like during the winter, I tend to try to put on muscle. So I actually try to gain muscle while losing fat, which means I'm not eating at any kind of a calorie deficit. Except for when I'm traveling and when I'm cooking in an event and I don't have time to eat until the end of the day, and that's just kind of unintentional. But does that make sense? Like, males and females are different.
Nobody ever told me that.
Well, you wouldn't. I mean, as a male, you wouldn't think about that necessarily.
Yeah, but we live with that. If you're a husband out there, or if you're a wife, you have had that conversation with your husband before, or with your wife, where it's like, oh, why do you lose weight so fast?
Yeah,
I absolutely wish that there was gender parity with this thing, but we are built differently.
Yes.
Right?
Your biology is different. So hopefully that answers the question.